We're talking about inside heel hook defense from saddle. So we're gonna start off in saddle. All right, so the first idea is gonna be to hide our heel, right? So obviously she wants heel exposure. She's already gained this inside control that I've lost, so I made a giant mistake here. And so our first job is gonna be to hide our heel. So I'm gonna turn myself to my heel, is gonna go towards her hip, and I'm gonna hamstring curl in nice and tight and drive into her, okay? So I wanna make sure that my heel is close to her hip, so she can't dig it out, right? What usually happens here from a high-level grappler is they're trying to roll to create more exposure. This is where she gets her exposure. So my job is to keep her from rolling, okay? So the first drill we're gonna do is to enter saddle, hide our heel with a hamstring curl. Our secondary leg is going to be working at what we call a split defense, right? A linked defense, my feet are together and they're crossed, or my arms are together, my arms are crossed. A split defense, we have separate arms, separate legs, right? So a split defense, this leg is active independently. This leg becomes a kickstand, making sure she cannot roll me, okay? So I'm driving myself kind of in this counterclockwise motion. I'm keeping my leg out flanked so I can't be rolled. So go ahead and roll. And I'm attacking her top side leg, hugging it this direction, okay? I have to keep my foot on the inside from my big toe to my heel, flat on the mat, right? So flat on the mat, hamstring curl, hip flare, kickstand. Our job is to make it fail, okay? So if you are a very, very good leg locker and you're working with somebody, make this fail, okay? So you ready? Go. So get heel exposure, no matter what. That's the pressure I want, right? If I never am successful in keeping my heel safe, that's okay. If every rep fails, that's okay. If every rep is successful, then she fucked up, okay? So be a good training partner and make this fail. Does that make sense? So the next step is gonna be getting to that hamstring control. So we've immediately established the fact that I fucked up, right? Once this leg laces in and we have a reap, I'm in danger. For me, if I go to a linked defense here, like crossing my ankles or this, I'm just buying myself more time, right? But the reality is, it's impossible to escape this position with my legs together. They have to separate, okay? It's no different than escaping an armbar or a Kimura. I cannot do it like this. She'll just keep chasing different submissions. I have to eventually let go and clear my arm. Same thing here. So right away, I acknowledge I fucked up. I hide my heel, get to my kickstand position, address her hip from here, okay? But now, I'm gonna push the leg the other direction. So I'm still kind of in this almost like a Heisman pose. My hand goes to the inside and I clear as far as I can. All right, and I'm super strong here, tight structure. If I face her like this way, then I'm much weaker. So I'm gonna open my hand here. Okay, now I'm gonna go lotus. So my kickstand is gonna replace my hand. Okay, so my arm is maxed out on length. If I keep pushing with my left arm, I can't clear my knee line. Okay, I can shrug my hips away, but she's pretty strong here. But if I replace it, my leg is significantly longer. So my lotus leg comes in, and I replace my thumb, right? Now I start pushing away, okay? Once I've cleared this knee line, I'm pretty safe. But now my legs are crossed. I gotta switch my hips to clear my leg, okay? I can't pull it out like this. So I abandon the hiding the heel, I clear my leg out, okay? And we can pressure test this also, right? So how we're gonna pressure test this is have her pause here. We already pressure tested the first part. Get my leg in, right? We're not gonna test here either. She's calm here. Once I'm here, so keep your foreleg, keep it tight. All right, so I'll attack the heel. Yeah, that's all I wanna do. Just push my leg out and be free. I'm not gonna roll. I'm keeping both butt cheeks on the mat, but I'm stripping her away and pulling myself just clear, okay? Right now, we're in a very offensive spot for me, okay? If I can gain the real estate of this hamstring control, I have back exposure via the hips. I have crab ride entries. I have wrestle ups. Everything happens from right here, okay? So a shorter work period, like maybe 5 minutes, but resetting back in the saddle, establishing my Heisman stiff arm, opening my shoulder, getting my lotus in there. This is not a flexibility issue for anybody here. Like everybody can do this, all right? I'm not trying to go here, right? Like it's just touching here. Once we're here, she's gonna clamp with all of her might. Start moving away. So don't tap, right? It's pretty hard to twist somebody's knee apart. So she goes saddle. She gets the heel hook. All right, my leg is straight. Go ahead. Yep. Good. Yeah, they go pretty far. All right, worst advice ever. You're good. Just keep going. If I can do it, your body's the same as mine, right? But the reality is like, okay, that was more of a knee bar. It's hard to get a twisting from there. But once I have my hamstring bite in, go ahead. Now there's nothing there, right? So even though I'm not fully clear of the knee line, this leg getting pushed away makes the heel hook almost useless, right? And so a good grappler like Heather probably won't chase this too much longer, right? I mean, this is kind of a losing battle from here. And so all we're gonna do is keep driving. I saw a lot of you guys doing more effort of, go back in, more effort of moving yourself away and less of driving this.
God damn.
Yeah? Like, this is the push I want. So I'm backing away a little bit, but a lot of it comes from this drive. And I promise you, her ability to drive her leg towards me is less than mine to push her away, right? We can squat a lot more than we can do this. I don't know what that means. I'm not a bodybuilder, right? So, nice and structured, nice and defensive here, keeping the heel hidden. But the reality is, give me like an entry. Where do you want to enter it from? No
Probably
pressure.
from, yeah.
Yeah.
I usually stand up like this.
Yeah. Right away. That's kind of the pace I'm looking for. All right. I gotta know the reaper's coming in, the leg's coming right away, and I'm replacing my hand, which is maxed out for length, with my leg, which has plenty of length ahead of it still. Now I want to start moving myself to this direction, which gives her heel exposure, but I'm safe now. So I just drive, push my hips. Okay. From here, my bottom leg that was an inch comes all the way out, and I keep this control of the hamstring. All right, I'm curling my toes and I'm biting her hamstring with my foot. And now she can circle her leg up and clear it. I'm just gonna trace this. Yeah, so we're in saddle. It's oddly controlling, right? This little octopus tentacle should have a lot of grip on it, and we should be just tracing her to try to move her leg around. So my post comes in, my lotus comes in, I drive, push my hips, just trace. Yeah, so move a little bit. All right, so one foot stays there, hugging her hamstring the whole time. No matter where she goes, we just follow around with it. So again, key thing is trying to control this hamstring with my right leg, not just by pushing it away and shoving her away from me, okay? I'm pushing them away just the length of my knee line above her thigh. Okay. Once I've cleared my knee, for me personally, my knee line stops just in the danger zone. Okay. Meaning I can get myself to here, and I feel pretty safe here. Okay. She can reclaim that territory pretty easily. But once I have my hamstring control foot in, I don't want to pull out beyond this. So I want to maintain tension on this leg. Right. I curl my toes because I want to keep pushing her to the mat. Okay. So move from here. This is where I want to be, all right? Because now my heel hook leg becomes a butterfly hook. We start attacking for body locks from here, okay? The same thing happens if she stands up. I stand up with her by stepping down, following up to the feet, and play the game from here. Or I just jump right back and get crazy. But let's talk about the most complicated part of the process, and that is attacking a grounded opponent from here. Okay, so I want to turn this into a crab ride. If you look at percentages of failed leg locks that fail very often become back exposure. Right? This is like if you watch Oliver Taza. Oliver Taza is a phenomenal leg locker. When he loses matches, it's because he exposes his back on a failed entry, right, or a failed attack. So this is the crux of leg locking: is that every attack on my legs shows me her back. Okay. I want to use that. So everything's the same. I step in. This becomes a butterfly hook, and now I'm coming underneath. Right? So hamstring control. This was the leg getting heel hooked. Becomes a butterfly, and I Granby underneath. From here, I'm going to kick her top side leg forward, and wrestle up to my leg drag position, okay? We're not gonna finish our crab ride to the back yet. I wanna get comfortable having a bailout, okay? Same rule with barambolos. If I learn only how to barambolo and I fail, I lost everything. If I learn the little baby bolo that ends up in side control, I have a pit stop. I can continue from there if I want to, but I have a plan B, okay? So, we are in our saddle. We hide the heel right away. Create exposure here, right? So she can try really hard to keep this leg flared into me, but I'm doing a couple things. I'm pushing and I'm extending myself away. So her leg really didn't move that much at all. My body moved. Now, this will require more flexibility for that lotus position, right? We can still get it in there. Start pushing it in. I don't want to hide my toes, okay? Here, this is bad. Now we start getting to where he slipped. Now she has control over both legs. I want to be here on the back. I switch my hips because now my left leg that was getting heel hook becomes a butterfly hook. So I switch, butterfly, okay? Hands are gonna catch the hips like this. I'm gonna drive the leg up over her head in this direction as I dive underneath. Okay, now I just finished the leg drag. Let me finish our passes from here. Jiu-Jitsu 101. What do you think? Yes? Just say boo next time. Boo! There you go. Heel hook. Hide the heel. Heisman. Hamstring curl. Pull. Diving as I'm switching my hips. There's the butterfly hook. Yep. Now we take our technique and we go back to a skill building exercise. It's one of the most hilarious drills I've ever seen. You guys are gonna laugh. You're gonna have nuts in the back of your head. It's a good time. We're gonna do my conveyor belt drill. And so conveyor belt drill helps teach us how to crab ride and teach us how to use our legs and kind of rock climb up our friends. And so it's super fun. But this is really important for the rest of the crab ride to understand how legs and arms work together, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have my partner lay right here.
Head towards you.
Nope, head towards the campsite. Yup. I'm gonna lay right here. And my job is to put her in my lap. So she needs to be right there so we can make this conveyor belt going over and over and over again. All right? So I'm gonna grab her ankles. My feet are gonna go to the hamstrings. I'm gonna grab her hips. Right? And then now we put her down. And then she scoots ahead. She grabs my ankles.
Oh, fuck.
She puts her feet in my hamstring. And she finds a way to put me. Yep, she pulls, she climbs. Oh no! Oh, whoa, that was really good. Yeah? It's funny, it's really fun, but it's super practical, okay? You guys are having way too much fun. This is fighting class. Super serious fighting class. Good. So, again, it's skill building, right? This is actually harder than getting someone's back in a roll because typically the act of the roll tells us how to take the back, right? So, right now we're working against a dead body, and I got enough for that. But, so, it's easy here when they're grappling. So now we're taking that whole conveyor belt drill and cutting it down to like a 10% of that usage, right? So we've defended our heel hook, we've got our lotus foot in, we have hamstring control, we have one hamstring, one butterfly. We've started our Granby roll, but now we have to get them up into that conveyor belt and take the back, right? Don't forget, if we fuck this up, we just wrestle up, right? If we fuck it up halfway through the Granby roll, we roll to our top, we play the leg drag guard pass game. We have lots of bailouts here, okay? So, right away, she sits back for the heel. I grab, put it in, stomp, diving underneath, catching her hips and pulling up. Okay? From here, I don't have to pull her to my lap. All I have to do is control the body lock and put the hook in, all right? If I want to finish the roll, I can go to my knees from here and play the whole ninja roll game, right? So if you see my ninja roll class, we're already in it. We can roll up and go to the back that way, right? We have all kinds of cool bailouts, all kinds of ways to take the back. Cool shit to do. If you know that one, do that one. All right, if you don't know it, don't learn it. We have 10 minutes left. It's fucking stupid, right? Or, same exact process. Take it back more casually, yeah? So, 2 different variations. I'll show the first one again because it's kind of fun. Leg in. Whoops, sorry. Roll back. All right, we're into our half guard position. We ninja roll over. In our trunk.